Hi guys, it's Ben from the Parker Brothers and you join me here today at Valley Lakes 2 in France. It's near Normandy. We got here Saturday, early hours, and now it's Monday morning. We're here for the next week. It's myself, Wally, Jace and Ian. We leave next Saturday. I can't wait to get into this video. We haven't had any fish yet, but let's get this video started right now. So we got here Saturday early hours. The wind was sort of going across over to Jace's swim at that point, and sort of we were fishing to the side of it, if you like. The wind's actually changed now, it's come back on us. So when we first got here, having a look out, and straight away we've walked around and I've seen fish. This is peg 5. So we've looked out in front of us, we've seen fish straight away, which is always a bit of a kick start when you get to these lakes, because you think, right, this is it now, I've seen fish, let's get the rods out of the car, come on. So we got round, I put some bait out, seeing the fish and seeing them sort of coming out, backs coming out and the jumping, I thought, well, I've got to put some bait out on that. So I've started off and I've put about 20 spoms out. So I've done that, I've put my spoms out, happy days, and I hadn't put any rods over it initially. So with that, I found my spot though. It was, I've got it all written down, it was 19.5 wraps out, and it's a nice clear spot, and it's probably about the length of a rod, and there's maybe 2 or 3 bivvies wide, but it goes about just over a rod length, I reckon, something around that in regards to the silt. And then it starts on the gravel bit, and then there's a big bed of weed behind where I'm fishing. So I've dunked 3 rods on the spot, bang bang bang. I've done 2 at 19.5 wraps and 1 at 20, because the weeds, the silt sort of goes round the back of the spot. Sort of, I would imagine it sort of goes like that if you were. So I've put 1 sort of at the back of it, 2 on the spot where they're primarily has got a lot of bait, and then what I've done is I've just walked forward in the swim to give me a rod length, and then cast it out, so I'm fishing not just off the back of the 20 wraps there as well. So I've done that. It's not produced any fish at the moment, but just buzzing to be in France, if I'm honest. It's a bit, like I said it before, it's a bit of a social. Jace, me, Ian are down. So what the plan of action is over the next couple of days, I want to try and show you what we're doing, how we're doing it, any little tips that we can push as well, that gives us that little winter edge whilst we're fishing. It's a big lake, it's 24 acres where we are at the moment, and there's about 7 to 10 fish around the 60-pound mark, so there is some real gems in here, but then there's some smaller stock, and there's also sturgeon in here, silver carp as well, that go over 80-pound, which is just crazy. And like I mentioned, there's some sturgeon in there, I think they go to about 40. So yeah, no, it's cold, it's a little bit windy, but that's January, it's really cold. It's sort of tail end of Jan now, on the last week of January. Just for reference, if anybody's coming here this time of year, I don't think many people come here and fish this time of the year, if I'm honest, from what the bailiff has said to me as well, which is interesting. So yeah, there it is. That's kind of an update to where we're at the moment. Now with a few shots of what I've been doing, so I can backtrack where I've put my rods, when I've seen fish. So for instance here I've seen some fish here between 5 and 6 AM, and there was 4 fish show at that point. So it just jogs your memory, so when you look back later in the week you can then look at this and then go, oh right, yeah, I remember seeing them fish at that time, to see where I can get some background and see what the fish are doing throughout the week, to see where I can follow them and put baits on spots prior to them coming over it. So fingers crossed, but there's been a lot of watching. I've been watching the water a lot, but yeah, every couple of, yesterday at about 10:30 we were all standing here and we were watching the far bank, and there was fish crashing on the margins, jumping. It was absolute madness to watch, but they're out there, the fish are being proactive, which is the main thing. But it'd just be lovely to get one of these big whackers on the bank. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'll keep you updated, guys, and I'll see you soon. Right, so I've just come to the sort of facilities here. So you've got a nice shower at the back. You've also got some nice toilet facilities, a freezer, and 2 bays where you can obviously have a wash, and there's 2 mirrors there, which is quite nice. They've got a tackle shop in here as well. So we've just come down, we've had a walk around the lake to eye it up, and just over the back it looks prime. Nobody's down at the moment, but what I think I'm going to do is put my marker out here for later in the week. If it doesn't go to plan on the swim I'm in, I can then whip round here. It is the deepest part of the lake, this tail end, and then there's a real deep spot just out here at the tip of my fingernail, so that's definitely an option. Put some bait out there. And apparently when Jace turned up on the on the Friday, he said there was a lot of fizzing at the front of the tip of my finger again there, so it's a good indication that the fish are sort of down this end, but there's no harm in putting a, you know, sort of a kilo there, kilo and a half there, and give it a few more days and potentially put some rods out there later in the week and move round. So there it is, and that is this tail end of the lake. The one thing I like to do with my baits just before I cast them out, making sure that you don't burn or singe the line itself. I turn my kettle on, and just before I cast, what I do is I run this over a kettle boiling, and it just, where it's semi-stiff end trap, it works really well with a kettle. The braid reacts to it really nicely and makes it really sort of a little bit more stiffer. So when it goes out, it's dropping down really slow and nicely and presenting your bait perfectly. But I think that gives you a perfect little edge every time you're fishing. Put a kicker on here as well alongside a big double hander, so it gives it that little kickback as well. But yeah, that there to me has caught me a lot of fish. Simple, effective, but also with that little bit of steam, gives that a little bit more of an edge when it drops slowly and kicks the hook link out. So there it is after it's just been steamed, and that's, in my eyes, that seems so much better. So that is it, we're set for the night. What's the day now, Wally? It's Monday, isn't it? So Monday, Monday, fingers crossed we get some fish on the bank. I've just topped up, I haven't put any more bait out today, I've literally just topped up. I've not put nothing out all day, and I've just put another 5 spoms out. So fingers crossed, it's just enough to bring them into. Now that was crushed boilie as well, some 12, some 18, some 16s and some 15 mils in there, so a variety of different size baits. I'm fishing Essential Sail and Super C, which is like a sail base basically. I'm fishing out here in front of me. I've got 3 rods tight on the spot. They're probably about a rod and a half lengths off each other. Hopefully it goes off tonight. Fingers crossed, Monday night, here we go. Let's get some fish on the bank. So we're in Jace's swim now. He's got his Argo over here. His mansion over here. So we went in here last night, and he's got a little fan heater on. The thing was absolutely like a sauna in here, so fair play to him. So just a quick update. So this is the water that Jace can fish in front of him. He's got his bait boat there, look. So he's got one rod out about 100 yards to the left. He's got another rod out there in 11 foot of water-ish as well, and then he's fishing one underneath a tree over here. And over to the right, he's also got a rod there, so he's paid an extra 50 euros for the week, and that allows you to have a 4th rod. So he's taken full advantage of that, and he's only here, when you leaving, mate?
Tomorrow, unfortunately.
Tomorrow Jace is leaving, so he's only done sort of a few days, which is a shame, but tonight is the night for Jace really, and then this swim is going to then be free, but hopefully he has something tonight. And then just over to the left is swim 5, is exactly where we're fishing, and that's Wally over there now. So there it is. Last but not least, guys, I just wanted to show you as well Wally's spot And this is also a spot that when I put something up on the Facebook page, they've got a group here, people that have fished Valley Lakes, which was very helpful prior to coming here. I put a post up saying what's the crack with swim 5, how deep is it, what's the bottom like, etc, etc, and I had a few people say, when you get in a swim, fish to the right, you want to fish the margin spot. So I was like, oh, okay, brilliant, brilliant. And I had a couple of people that PM me, private messaged me and sort of said, you want to put it here, and they even sent me pictures. So a big shout out to them guys, I really do appreciate the help. Luckily, sort of, Wally jumped in that, and that is where he had his run from yesterday. So if I turn the camera around again for you guys, so this is to the, obviously to the right of the swim. Now, we have had a marker about. In front of the initial bush, it's very gravelly, but the second bush, which is obviously that little bit more further out and that little bit more sort of exciting, or where you would want to put a bait if you like, which is the second bush, probably half a rod length out in front of that, solid gravel, which I would imagine is where the bush ends in the summer, because I would imagine all this will be lovely and green and luscious, and when you watch the videos on YouTube you can clearly see that as well. The bushes hang over and it gives sort of a false illusion, but in the winter they've all come back. But just here, about half a rod lengths off of the tree, the second bush if you like, so you've got the first bush here, the one sort of behind that you can't quite pick up on the camera, fish a half a rod lengths out, put a bit of bait out on there, and you are on solid ground. So that would be primo in the summer. So again guys, if you're down here, you're fishing Valley Lakes too, you're down here in the summer, you're fishing Peg 5, get a rod down there on the right hand side. And like I said, thanks again guys for the little bit of input and help that you gave me prior to getting to Valley Lakes. Peace out, and I'll see you soon. So it's Wednesday now guys. I just had my first take, bailing it now. It's a really slow take, really weird. I'm sort of looking at my bobbin, it's picked up. The bobbin's picked up and it wasn't sort of going anywhere, and I'm playing it now, it's just lobbing about. I don't think it's massive because it seems to be coming in quite easy at the moment, unless it just doesn't realise it's hooked. But nevertheless, it's a bite. Hopefully this means more fish to come. I thought it was fighting a bit funny. It's a sturgeon, look. Lovely.
Oh nice.
First blood, eh? Well, it took us 4 days, but it is the first one on the bank. 27.5 pound sturgeon. They're really strange creatures, to be honest. It's very similar to a pike in our country, but it didn't really fight massively, but then maybe that's due to the time of year. But what a beautiful animal. It was just in the nick of time. It's absolutely smashing it down out there now. Fingers crossed one of us can get another fish in the bank. Wally, you just had a little knot, mate, didn't you?
I think I just lost one. I had one on my margin rod, completely took me by surprise.
So we've always standing there, and then the rod's ripped round. Like, hit it. So he's went out, hit it. Nothing there, unfortunately, but we've got the rod straight back out in the spot. Fingers crossed we can get a fish on that little margin spot, because you've been putting bait on it all week, haven't you? I just had that fish on a little single 18mm pop-up, just off the bottom, lovely. A big fish rig that I've always caught a lot of fish on. So fingers crossed now, guys, we can get something else in the bank.
Day 4, so I'm feeling really quite optimistic at the moment. Basically, over the last few days we have been absolutely smashed by wind and rain. Would you agree, Ben?
Yeah, it's been bad.
And I mean, it's been absolutely hacking in, and we woke up this morning and it is as calm as you like it. Ben, just look at it, guys. You know,
it's lovely, isn't it?
It's beautiful. So
calm out there.
And also we're speaking to the bailiff that comes around quite regularly. Nice guy. He's been telling me the pressure is due to drop. It's been quite high at the moment, so that should hopefully increase the fishing.
We've been looking at that as well, and it's definitely up at the moment, isn't it? So
yeah.
Below that 1,000 would be nice. That
would be very nice. Hopefully switch the fish on. But we have seen some fish feeding this morning, a bit more activity on the lake. So in a minute, guys, we're going to go have a shower, bring the rods in, come back. I think we're both toying with putting a zig on. Just going to go out there with a single zig on. If I show you, if Ben goes over with the camera, there's a tree. If you guys can see the tree just there, I'm about 18.1 wraps out. Nice mix of a silt and gravel base, so fingers crossed we can get something going.
Right then guys, quick update. Nothing at all through the day. We put some zigs out ranging from 8 to all the way down to 4 foot. Matt was fishing them as well. Nothing at all, but the pressure is coming down gradually, which is brilliant.
Got a lot foggier.
It is getting foggier, mate. Yeah, no, I agree. It's getting a little bit foggier out here. It's just looking carpy, if I'm honest. It's looking really good. So I've just put my 3 rods out. Bang, bang, bang. All first time, perfect. Absolutely well happy with that, because that hasn't happened all trip yet. First time off the clip, just as it hit the deck. Oh, perfect. Bang, bang. Felt the lead down. It was absolutely lovely. So fingers crossed tonight. I'm really confident. It's all very well being confident, it's whether the fish are in the front of you, but I'm quite confident in regards to the way the bait went down and it's presented at the moment, so fingers crossed.
There are fish around, they are showing now.
We can get some fish on the bank. Wally said he's seeing fish.
Only very small stuff, but small, as you know, for fishing guys, small stuff brings in big stuff.
That's it, and also I've just topped up with about 10 spoms as well, so that it's out there. I've topped up with bait, so just fingers crossed now. I just hope they turn on with this low pressure coming in. So yeah, we'll keep you updated guys. Hopefully next time you see us we've got a fish on the bank, but I will see you soon. Right, I just thought I'd give you a quick update really. It's been a very cold, wet week. I'm just looking at my phone now, the pressure's actually just gone up. It was perfect this morning and now it's gone up, and it's going to continue going up, which is a shame. We've got, it's around the 6 mark here at the moment, and it goes all the way down to 3 early hours of the morning, so it's not looking great, if I'm honest. It's been one of them hit and miss sessions, because I mean in January, as most of you probably know if you have come fishing in Jan, it's not the easiest, and where the temperature's been up here now, it's dropped overnight sort of 7-8 degrees. It doesn't help the fishing here, so it's one of them really. I'm just going to keep trying, keep plugging away, persist on my spot, keep putting the bait out. I haven't kept putting the bait out, if I'm honest. I haven't put any bait out the sort of since last night, and I'm not going to put any more out now. I think I put enough out. I say I put a lot of bait out. I think I probably put about 4 kilo in, which is that's all the duration of the week I've been here. So yeah, just under 48 hours left now then guys. So like I mentioned before, I'll keep you in the loop with what's going on, what we're doing. I'm going to recast my rods in about an hour's time. Well, it's about an hour and a half time, because this time yesterday I had the sturgeon, so it was around, well, it was around 3ish yesterday, I think it was. I had the fish, so I'm going to leave them out to about 4, reel them in, bang bang bang, put them straight back on the spot, click them up, redo them. It's just a bit of a mind reassurance thing, and hopefully tonight comes and it puts the fish on the bank. But I'm not going to put any more bait out as of yet now. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. I'll see you soon. Evening. I want to keep my eyes down because Wally's asleep in there. I just had a run. I just had quite an aggressive run, and it's actually pulled my rod to the right, but I couldn't work out which one it was, because in the morning I'll show you, because I've got 2 rods set up to the butt rest of a bucket, which is something I normally do. Everybody goes, why do you do it? I just saying I always do. Come out and things beep 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 beep. Come out, I'm holding onto the rod because there's no it wasn't a crayfish because it was too aggressive. So I picked up my rod, holding onto the line, nothing, hold on to, and reeled it in, thinking, oh, then the other one, nothing. I think, God, what's going on? So I've done that. I've just cast out. As I've cast out my second rod again, smash, big old fish jumped down on the spot. So I said I was confident. I've had a take, and that's the first take we've had since we've been here. So fingers crossed, tonight is the night where we get something on the bank. I'm going to get back to sleep in a second, maybe top out of a couple of spoms, just because I've seen fish and I haven't put any bait out prior to this. But then also I don't want to kill it. So I'm two minds really. It's like, God. But like I say, I'll make the decision in the next couple of minutes, and I'll see you soon. After last night's episode, it is now pissing it down again. Absolutely horrendous. It just hasn't given us a break all week, and now it's raining again. Nothing come to that bite in the end. I didn't top any more spoms up for the reason I didn't want to kill the swim. This morning Wally's had a few knocks on his right hand margin rod, and I've had a couple of beeps as well as a general. But yeah, it's just very wet, very miserable, and we're just going to keep plugging away now. Just under 24 hours left, is it, Wally? Something like that? Yeah. Just under 24 hours left now, so it'd be lovely to pull out a nice fish before we go. But there it is, guys. I'll keep you in the loop. So this is my mix that I'm fishing now. So I've got some 18 mils in there, some 12 mils, and also some white baits. That's just something that I do. As you can see, there's not many, there's a handful in there, because sort of generally speaking, what I do is I use a white bait on the hook. So in theory, the fish are coming over and pecking. Every now and again they're picking up a white bait, so it doesn't make the hook bait look so in your face. So there it is. I'm going to put the rest of this out, and then I've got some backup here which is in the drainer with some hemp oil on it. Them baits have been glugging in the hemp oil as well. If I pull that up, you can see them, they're really nice and soft as well, washed out baits, really nice and soft. So yeah, I'm going to flick them out there now on my spot that I mentioned yesterday, and hopefully catch a fish. And guys, that is me set up for the last night. Probably got about 14-15 hours left now. I've just put my last rod out. I've reeled the one in that I put the opposite side. I've reeled that in. I put it on my spot. I put all my eggs in one basket, if you like. Around 1:30 it was weird today because I was spomming. I put like 10-15 spoms out of the mix that I showed you, and I put it out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put one out, started reeling it back in, and then smash, crash in the water. I'm thinking, here we go, it's going off. And then it done it again about another 5 minutes later, and I'm thinking that is like 2-3 rod lengths off the rear of the spot. So fingers crossed. I know I say this every time, but hopefully we get something on the bank this time. I'm not going to jinx it. But fingers crossed we see something. I'll see you soon, and hopefully we've got that elusive carp I keep going on about. Right then guys, unfortunately no more fish on the bank this trip. But that was our week's fishing here at Valley Lakes 2 in France. If you've liked this video guys, give us a like. Also make sure you give us a comment down below, and also make sure you give us that little subscribe to help me and my brother grow our YouTube channel. Thanks very much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, peace out.